Well, hello and welcome to day 2 of the free 8-day global client attraction training. I'm so thrilled to be here with you today. My name is Hannah Fitz. I'm the founder of the brand atelier at hannahfitz.com, international brand strategist and business coach for in-demand experts and entrepreneurs. I'm so thrilled to be here with you today to share this amazing training on building your powerhouse expert positioning. So just to let you know that we do have a PDF that comes with today's training. So if you're not already signed up to our email list to receive those free PDFs, I invite you to sign up for the free 8-day global client attraction training. The link is in the group and you'll be able to access the PDF that comes after the training today. So today we're talking about positioning yourself as a go-to expert. And maybe your goal isn't to be the next Rihanna or Adele or, just global celebrity like Kardashians or one of those type of celebrities. But what you do really desire is for you to become renowned in your industry and known for the amazing work that you do, right? And so your goal is to become an expert in your industry. So everyone knows that you're doing this and they come to you for it. You don't just want to be another, peg in the wheel. You don't want to be another Me Too coach, consultant, creative, or, designer, or whatever it is that you're doing. You want to stand out. You don't want to look like another person doing it, right? You want that distinction. You want to set a standard higher than what already exists in the market. And you want to show up differently and offer something different that is of value to other people. So some time ago, my godmother, who has been diagnosed with dementia, needed to see a doctor. So of course, I went on Google and I began to search for neurologists. I wanted to know, who are these neurologists? Who's the best neurologist that I can take her to? And there I found a neurosurgeon. We were able to create an appointment, book her services, and she was able to see my godmother. I share this with you because the only reason why I was able to find that doctor is because she was well positioned. She was an expert in a field where I had an actual problem in, and she was the right person to solve the problem that I have. So the whole point of building your expert positioning is that when your ideal client has a challenge, they know that you are the person to go to. You are the go-to person to help them solve that particular problem. This is why you need, to aim for, when your prospect has a problem, that they come to you and that they know you're there. So one of the things you'll see in the workbook today, it's going to take you through the process of evaluating that within your own brand. So one of the things that I want you to really get is that positioning is key for brands. And if if no one knows that you're there, that you have these services to offer, or if they know that you're there, but your message is not clear, like there's no clarity on what problem it is that you solve, or your message is, unclear and people don't see the value in what you have to offer. So maybe the way that you're presenting your products and services, people don't necessarily see why they have to buy this product or service to help them with whatever problem or challenge that they have, right? Maybe they know the problem that you solve, but your brand doesn't really speak to, who they want to do business with. Maybe it's not really congruent and showing the high standard and the high level of service that you have to offer. So when your brand is well positioned, and that's the reason why we spend so much time on this area with clients and with, not just my clients, but every brand strategist out there who is working with a company. Positioning is one of the most important decisions that you will make for your brand, right? And the reason why it's so important is that it will move you from just another expert in your industry that's adding to the noise to reaching and working with your ideal client. The other thing that it helps you do is it really helps you save time and money with your marketing. because now your brand is positioned in such a way that it's acting as a filter. If someone has a particular problem, they know this is the person I need to call. So it really acts as a filtration system that allows the right people to see you, to identify that you are the one that they need to do business with. But most people, unfortunately, they think that more certificates and more studying will help them create a stronger expert positioning. And while that is true to some degree, because of course, the more experience you have, the more qualifications and the more proof, the more results that you've been able to create for people, the more you can charge for your services. But that does not mean that where you are now, you can't stop. Like you don't have to you don't have to wait to have more degrees, more qualifications, more expertise for you to start selling your services where you're at, right? Tony Robbins is a great example. Tony Robbins has no coach specific training. So he wasn't certified by the ICF or anything like that, but yet he's one of the greatest life coaches out there. He's known for being able to create transformation for people. And so that's what I really want you to get, that if you are in a place where you've been able to help people get results, that you've been able to help a friend or a family member or a client get a particular result, then you have proof that what you do works, right? And you can begin where you are and start to offer the service that you're confident, knowing that you can bring a particular result for people. The other thing is that a lot of people believe that they have to write a book to be able to become an expert. While having a book helps you build your authority and helps you get your message out there to more people, it is not necessary for you to build your powerhouse expert positioning. I've had a client that I worked with who became a go-to expert in their market, was renowned for the work that they were doing. In their industry, they were like a celebrity. Like you say their name and people in their industry know them. Now, maybe people outside that industry may not know them, but they're known by the people who need to know them. And this client lived in a $5 million home, had everything, the success and the fame for their industry, and didn't have a book. So, all of these conditions that we place around what will make us an expert and what will make you build your authority in a market, it really, over time, you can add these things to your portfolio and it will just help you build your platform bigger and bigger and attract more and more people. But where you stand right now, you have a level of expertise and skills that you can offer that can make a difference in people's lives. And it's time to share it with your market. You don't have to wait. Like I said, all of the extra qualifications, all of the extra certifications that you're thinking of doing, these things are going to help you up level. They're going to help you eventually raise your prices and charge more. But where you stand, you can sell products and services as a go-to expert and make money doing what you love and what you know can create results for people. The other point is that a lot of people think they need a lot of testimonials to be a go-to expert. I would say that, if you're looking to position yourself as an expert for something, and I think I mentioned this early on, is that you need some level of proof that what you're doing can actually create results. So, like I said earlier, you did it for 5 friends and everybody got those results. So you did it for 5 people and 3 people got the results because they implemented, they followed through and they did it. So you have proof that this works. Or you're using a proven methodology that other great experts have used that has been proven to work, and you're very confident in your ability to execute it and make it work as well. You can actually use that, right? So being an expert, your ability to show proof, you can show proof and build your global expert positioning by 1, having testimonials from clients, and 2, having a proven method. Like you have research, case studies, and other professionals who have used this methodology and it has worked. That's proof. The most important thing to building your expert positioning is to have proof that your method works. Okay, so I'm wondering if my video has started and if you're seeing, so if you just comment below and let me know that you're seeing this video, because I just got a notification and I'm not sure if you're actually able to view it in the group. So please send your comment and let me know. Just let me know that you can see this video. Oh, great. So perfect. This works. So like I said, the most important thing is proof. Proof from clients that you've worked with and proof that you're using a proven system that has actually gotten results, that there's research to back it up, that it works, information that shows that this actually works, and you feel confident that you have the ability to create those results for people, right? So, there's no need to wait. You can start where you are and up level every time. So, the skills and services that I have, the skills that I have now, the skill set that I have now, I didn't have them like even 9 years ago. Like, I keep growing and learning and evolving. And the more I grow and learn and evolve, and the more I work with clients, the more I see what works, the more I see what doesn't work, the more I refine my skills, the more I study and continue to learn, the more I know I can add value and the more I can charge over time. And still, I continue to learn and grow so that the value that I have to offer can grow and the price that I charge can grow with it. It's the same for you. Where you stand now, if you're just starting out in your business, you're totally brand new, you're unknown, you might start at a certain level with a certain price point. And as you build more confidence, as you work with more people, as you get more results for more clients, you charge more. But that doesn't mean that you're any less of an expert. Okay? It's just that you become a better expert at what you're doing. So I had a client who wasn't able to build her expert positioning. She couldn't get noticed by the right clients. She couldn't, really get the attention that she needed in her industry. She was just another person trying to do or offer what she was doing. And so one of the things that we did was we really worked on figuring out what was the best positioning for her that would differentiate her in the market, that would help her stand out so that she was not just another person trying to offer that service, that she would be different, that she would be compelling, that she would get noticed. So there's a saying, if you can't get attention, you can't get clients. And so we needed her to be able to get the attention of her ideal client. And the way that we did this was working out, really understanding also some of the questions that I'll share with you that you need to be asking today, and also doing what I call the look or know exercise. And that's where we needed to identify the gap in the market so that we understood where she would be best positioned to offer something that nobody else was offering that would make her special and sought after. As a result of doing that, we were able to rebrand and repackage her in the market and we created together a series of sales letters that we sent out. And as a result of that, she was able to book her first big contract. And this was big for her career and for everything else that she was doing. And doors started to open up for her. She started to create new partnerships, started to get new representation of people who were interested and believed in the future of where she was going and wanted to partner with her. So positioning really does make it easier for you to not only attract clients, but to attract partnerships and opportunities that will help you grow. So one of the things that I want to share with you also is that, over the years, having thousands of experience and market research, one thing that I know for sure is that when you're clear on your positioning, it will make it easier for you to sell your services and attract global clients. So a poly-positioned brand will impact your ability to attract clients consistently. And it makes sales in your business much harder than it needs to be. I remember that Jay Shetty, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he shared something called the 3 E's. And I really love it because it's a really beautiful way of looking at how do you find that alignment to find your powerhouse expert positioning. So I'll share it with you. If you want to figure out what's your expert positioning, the 3 E's goes like this. You need to find out what's your element. Where are you most in your element? So, for example, I am most in my element when I'm talking about brands and brand building and luxury brands and building and shifting brands and repositioning and storytelling. These are the things that really work my mind and creating brand strategies and how do we attract more clients. This lights me up, right? I remember a few years ago, I was on a sailing trip in the South Pacific with my partner and some friends. And everybody else on the yacht were engineers. And I was like the only creative, like brand strategist type of person on the trip. And they were talking about engineering stuff and very scientific things that I was completely out of my element there. I couldn't really contribute to the conversation. I didn't really feel at home with it. And yes, I could add a few things there, but it wasn't really a place where I felt that I could really connect to the conversation. I think it's the same for everybody. I recently saw a music video by Kim Kardashian, and I realized that, singing and music was not her element. Yes, she has a big following, but that doesn't mean that she automatically translates into a world-class singer that will sell a best-selling album. She's in her element when she's selling lifestyle products, right? Because she's known as this lifestyle trendsetter that some people follow, right? So you have to figure out, where are you most in your element? What really feels natural for you? When I'm in meetings and I'm negotiating and working on brands, things come out of me that I didn't even know I knew. Like, where does that happen for you? The other thing is, and I'll tell you, your friends will not be able to tell you this for sure. Like, you have to figure this out, because I'm sure that Kim Kardashian's friends probably told her to do that album, even if they probably had an idea that she wasn't a singer. Right? So it's something that you feel within yourself, where you feel most empowered, where you feel so light and energetic, and you really feel confident in that area. The other thing I want you to think about, the second E, is your environment. How do you like to work? So I have clients who actually do not like to work with people one-on-one. They prefer to host events and retreats. So their business model and their expert positioning is around offering their products and service that is in their element in the format of retreats. I have other clients who only prefer to work with clients one-on-one. And then there are some who prefer to work in a group setting. So what environment really works for you? How do you like to work? I don't really like to work confined in an office. Yes, I have my office, which I'm in right now, that I work in. But today I spent half the day working outside on my outdoor patio, because I also like variety. I want the flexibility to work wherever I want to, like to move around. Sometimes I go across to a restaurant or to a hotel or even to the beach to work. Like, for me, what is my ideal environment is to be able to have the flexibility to work wherever. So what is that for you? Some people like to be contained in a space, and they like to know that I have my space, and this is a space that I can work with, and this is the only place I feel focused, right? So really think about, what is your environment and where are you most in your element? Thank you, Sheena. I'm glad that these are resonating with you. The third E is energy. Are you the type of person who likes high energy, high intensity environments? Or are you the person who prefers low pressure, low energy environment? And what that means is like, if you're working like on the stock market, if you're someone who's working in the stock market, or a doctor who's working in an emergency room, that's a high pressure, high energy environment. Like things have to happen fast. And sometimes people are coming in this emergency. Some of them are critical. This is a high pressure environment. Whereas somebody else who might be an artist might be working in a space where it's tranquil, there's no pressure. If I finish the painting today, okay, or I have a month to finish it, there's no pressure. What do you like? So for me, my ideal is I love yoga, and one of the yoga practices that I love is hatha yoga. And hatha yoga teaches about the energy of the sun and the moon, right? Really balancing, using force, and at the same time being at ease. So I like any environment that is both a balance of pushing me to accelerate and at the same time allowing me to have that ease, that space to be able to do things with some ease. So for me, the balance is important. I need some intensity, but over intensity is too much for me. Some people thrive in intensity. So when I was at school, and you can probably see it in how you worked at university or at college or high school, I had friends who would do their assignment only the night before. They could only operate under pressure when the deadline was close and things were closing in. Like the night before the assignment was due, that's when they would do it. I would always start my assignment the month before. And so I know that I have time to refine everything because that's how I work. That's how my energy, my thoughts flow better. I have time to research and put the pieces together. I'm not rushing and feeling like I'm under pressure. Some people like that. So how was it for you when you were in high school? And that tells you, because sometimes you might think that you like a certain business, but it's not enough high intensity for you. You need more pressure. You need more action. And that's why you get bored. And sometimes what you're doing is too low energy. You need something with more intensity that will get your blood pumping, that will get you excited and moving. So figuring out those 3 E's, where are you in your element? What type of environment do you like to work in? Do you like to work online? Do you like to work in person? What really suits you? And what type of energy is aligned with you? Do you like high energy, high intensity, or do you prefer low energy, or are you somewhere in the middle, like you like the whole hatha philosophy of balancing that sun and moon energy where you're having intensity, but at the same time, there's space to breathe and to really flow with it, right? This is really important in building your powerhouse expert positioning, because not only will you be able to do what you're best at in a way that you're best at doing it, in the energy that is aligned for you, and that is very attractive to clients. That is very attractive for you to show up more confidently, to show up more powerfully and more enthusiastically in offering what you have to offer. So I see that someone says here that they like balance. Absolutely. So we're all different, and we're going to discover that our styles are all going to be different. We don't all need the same things. And that's why, when I work with clients, there's no one size fit all. Yes, there are fundamentals that we look at, but we work within the context of what suits that client's, how the client likes to work, and who you want to be and what you want to be known for. So the other thing that I want to share with you is some questions that I want you to ask yourself when looking at building your expert positioning. What do you want to be known for? And it's a question that I had to ask myself, like, if I had to be known for anything, what would I want to be known for? And that's when I realized that what I really loved was international brand strategy. Not just any brand strategy, but also helping people take their brand global. That's what I love. And I also love the personal development aspect. So that's part of what I do, why I do the coaching. Okay? And so really figure out what is it that you want to be known for. What can you do successfully? So I knew that in all the things that I did, that this is where I am really good. I can walk into any business, it doesn't matter what the business is, and see what the problems are, see what the gaps are, and help them solve their problems using powerful brand strategies. And I've proven, like I've worked in a variety of industries, and I know I can do this in almost any industry and help people get to their next level. What is it that you can do successfully, that you feel really confident or you feel really sure that you're meant to do this and you can do this? Because the confidence piece is important. Nobody can give you confidence. And confidence doesn't just come from saying I'm confident. Confidence comes from doing. So if you want to be an expert in something, you have to do it. And the more you do it, it's the more confidence you will build in it. And the more powerfully you will show up. The other thing is, who can you do it successfully for? And it's not just about who can you do it for, but who do you actually want to do it for, right? You may not necessarily want to work with everyone. So who do you actually want to do it for, right? Now, one thing I want you to get is that once you identify what you want to be known for, you need to be able to solve a real problem. Now, the problem that I see with a lot of experts, which is why they're not able to charge more for their services and reach more clients, is because they're too tactical. You need to solve problems and solve them strategically. So what I mean by tactical meaning focusing on, for instance, someone has a problem attracting clients and you're offering to do a new logo, right? That's what tactical is. When an expert knows that if a client, for instance, I'll give you a context that you could probably understand, like a doctor. You go to a doctor, your client says they have a headache. With the doctor, if you said, a doctor, I have a headache, and the doctor said, here, take some aspirin, you would be concerned, like, you haven't even tested me. You haven't even find out, like, research what is really going on with me, and you're prescribing medicine. That would be a tactical action because it's not really going into, well, what's really going on here? What are the root causes? And to be able to show your client that what they thought was the problem might not even be the problem at all. That's what experts do. You go to the doctor with a headache, the doctor starts testing, the doctor starts asking you, what are the symptoms that do you have? And they figure out what is the root cause of the problem, and they give you a diagnosis. Experts diagnose. Okay? People who just offer a service or product, they just provide a solution, but they're not really offering expertise. So I want you to also bear in mind that what is the real problem that you solve, and what is the value of that? And to determine that will really give you the bridge to understand what it is that you're charging and how to communicate with your ideal client for what you're offering. So the other thing, I have some things here, some other questions that you have to ask is around the big problem that you solve for clients that you can solve like nobody else. What is their biggest struggle that isn't being catered to completely right now in the market? And what are you really good at in a way that you believe that you can do better than anybody else? What experience or training do you have that creates that level of mastery? Now, I want to leave you with some powerhouse tips today on building your expert positioning, because I shared a lot around, how to identify, what you're going to be an expert in, and really building the confidence and knowing that the more you value yourself is the more people will value you. So I want you to have that takeaway. The more you value yourself is the more people will value you. But some powerhouse tips that I want you to take away today to build your powerhouse go-to expert positioning is to become more visible. And one of the things that I recommend is writing articles and blogging. And here's why. You also need to do it maybe on your website. I recommend either on your website blog, on LinkedIn, or some other maybe media like Medium is one of those platforms, or some other platform that you can start to write articles. Now, here's why you're writing it. Most times people won't necessarily go to a doctor because they saw some articles that the doctor wrote. But if you're writing articles and people are reading them and they're really valuable, what Google will do is that it will push your brand higher in the search engine. And when that happens, when people are searching for a particular problem, Google is going to say, hey, this person has been really creating great content. We think they're really a good recommendation for you for what you're looking for. So Google is just like you. They're an expert at providing people, us, with solutions to questions that we put in the search engine. And Google won't recommend websites and people that they don't think are good recommendations for their clients. So if you want to rank higher and you want to be seen and you want to come up when people search for a particular problem, then you need to be writing those blog posts. So I'll tell you that many of my clients come through my website. And when I ask them, well, how did you find me? They say through Google. They were searching for whatever their problem was, and I came up in the search engine. And it's a really great way to create your expert positioning and to get known. A lot of times people don't go past the first 10 pages of search results on Google. So you building your authority by writing and showing Google that you're an expert, that people are reading your articles, that you're providing value content, they're going to rank you higher, and that means you're going to get found. Because the biggest problem a lot of businesses face is that they're not being found online. Another thing that you can do is create a Facebook group like this one, where you can create your own community and start and be the leader of that community and start building your expert positioning as a leader in a group, right? So Facebook groups are a great way to build your community, become an expert, share your expertise like I'm doing here today, and also to access new potential clients. You can also build a list, right? So having your email list is a great way. So Sheena, you said this is how you found me. How did you find me? Was it through my website or through the Facebook group? So let me know, because you said this is how you found me. This would be very interesting to share. The other thing is the email list. Facebook is a great place to make posts. So, you can post on Facebook, but also having your own email list where you can reach people is powerful. So you can create your email list. You can get on one of those systems like MailChimp or one of those email marketing systems and send out emails, share value content, okay? So that people know you're there, so that you're not just sending out resources when you want clients, that you're constantly in your client's face. Because one of the great things that brands need to always do is to be present and to have that brand awareness. You have to be in the mind of your ideal client. They need to be aware that you're there for them to know to come to you when they have a particular problem. So this is something that you really have to get into in terms of building your authority, finding ways to share your expertise, start where you are with the knowledge that you have, with the life experiences that you have. Share content, value content, and start building your following and becoming an influencer, a thought leader in your market. So I hope that this training today has been useful. We do have a PDF that comes with it. Once you're signed on to the email list for this training, you're going to get a PDF in probably half an hour. It should be delivered to you. So you can go through that today and follow through on what you learned here. If you're joining the replay, let us know where you're joining from. Let me know what your key takeaways were from today, and what are you going to do next to build your Powerhouse expert positioning. I want to thank you for being here today, And as always, live the cultured life.